Ka Directorate Jokatanat Social Welfare ni kesengi kalau pediang ya ki ar pusangut ki kena ibalawan pai no na Chika Lapur District Jonggajala Karnataka. Kini ki kena kalau poisuk poisan Hashilong bata pediang sobhai ki office Jokatanat Social Welfare hakijing don lang juga officer katanat ka chairperson joka State Commission for Protection of Child Rights bat ki kenhun baper. Nagaling chairperson joka State Commission for Protection of Child Rights ka akatha sangma habakren hakni kesngi kalapan pau kejing kemen bakini ki kena kala poisuk poisan kalapan pau ya kejing sngaungu ya ki tenat baper na ki artali ki jela kata na ki jela Karnataka bat Meghalaya ki balai trailang bat pej bakini ki kena ken poisuk harangkat kemet ka bakoj bakya kalai thoru ka SCP CR kala tho sa umatri rangba banbuno ada ka Standard Operating Procedure SOP na ka bentag kejenggelami ki kena ki bahapo khat prasnem haswa bikinelam sya ki jaka puli ki baper sabar ka jela kalai thoru ba ka commission kalai song perkhat bat ki officer jaka tanat ain social welfare ka tanat puli puti ka kot ka khia bat ka tanat pulen Agatha kala kenturu ikik mikik bab kin petngor habide bet ki kun kikti knam bikin laj na kinu
These outcomes from her sitting in the chair at during this season, and we are gathered here today. It's because of humane individuals. The plight of these children, there are about 24 of them, and their ages range from 8 to 13 years old. In the name of education, wanting the best for the children, the mothers, the fathers have given them to the care of people outside the state to take care. But the Karnataka government found out that the condition in which they were housed in was not up to the standard for the care of children. The hygiene and the conditions, and because of this they have written to the Meghalaya government, and for this we are very grateful to the High Court of Meghalaya, because all these had legal implications, and because of that even the safety, the security and the mental well-being and health of each and every precious soul, every precious child was taken into consideration. So for this also we are very grateful to the Government of India for the integrated child protection services, of which Meghalaya government has with us 600 personnel, of which 12 are our district child protection officers. I've requested them to sit right in front because it's through their collaboration with our chairperson, who are also our retired additional assistant deputy director of social welfare. They are now functioning as chairperson of Children Welfare Committee. So right now these children are categorized as children in need of care and protection. In the name of getting better facilities, the parents have taken a risk and on a trust factor have entrusted them to an organization which had not been registered legally in the district from which they have taken these children from and outside the state. So as a state manned by a very empathetic mission mode Honorable Chief Minister Sir Conrad K. Sangma, we too have embarked on the journey to really care for our children. And because of this, you would see that social welfare, therefore, department in the government of Meghalaya has been working, as you would have heard our Honorable Chief Minister say. We are no longer working with schemes and programs. In the very words of our Honorable Chief Minister, we want to see a Meghalaya where our people are happy, the citizens wear smiles on their faces, and we officers embark on a mission mode where we care about our delivery services, reaching out to the grassroots, to the last mile, and that our children feel safe, cared for and protected. wanting to see the smiles on the faces of our children, which you could see is not there. So we all are in a team which is very cohesive, which is coming together, and for this we are very grateful, like I said, to our Registrar General, Sir Ikar Onoi. He said he will be here, but for other meetings which are there, he might be delayed. He has been very, very concerned about where are they staying, and if they come back, where will they stay, how will they be continuing their education, what is the kind of care that will be given to them, how will they sleep, what is their food pattern, their eating pattern, and who will be the caregivers. So Social Welfare Department, Government of Meghalaya, under the aegis now of Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Conrad Wongkul is taking care of all these logistics, and in fact we will have a place which is going to be very, very good for them. And in fact, we even have well-wishers who have just left our room who wanted to bless the children, even for the winter, with blankets. So we find that we are in a very God page, where the Divine Himself, who created people and children, is looking at us with grace. And as we enter the season of December, festive season, with all the lights, with all the decors around, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And the essence of this government is a wonderful counselor, so we have a lot of her. So the people who had to pick them up also are counselors. Thank you very much, we are on that page. Everlasting Father, because we function with a father's heart, be it our erstwhile minister and currently the advisor of Social Welfare Department, Bapol Lingdor. He was supposed to be here, but he has a very urgent inspection, so he had to detour. And so it's a father's heart that we are functioning in. And you would always hear, Meghalaya is a matrilineal state, Shibor, Kararbor. We the women, we depend very much on the goodwill of our menfolk, be it at the government, the bureaucracy, the home, the family, and the church, faith-based institutions where the father, in fact, even...
Very brief, because the main part of the program is receiving the children today, and I'm so grateful to the Almighty that He has blessed us with this wonderful opportunity where we could welcome the children back, the 24 children back from Karnataka safely, and they have come here safely and they are healthy. And I'm so grateful to all the people who are involved, all the departments who are involved, both from the state of Karnataka and Meghalaya, who made it possible for these children to reach home safely. So first of all, I welcome the children, and I want to extend my gratitude to everybody involved in ensuring that our children could come back home safely. Secondly, I would like to also say that these incidences are becoming very, very frequent. A couple of months ago, we were all gathered here with a similar incident where we were receiving children who were taken away from our state I would say, in an illegal manner, because it wasn't done in a proper way, and it wasn't done by an organization that is operating legally. So I think that it's really time for us to take note of this and see that these kind of incidences do not take place ever again in our state. Now, to ensure that something like that does not happen again, we as a commission, the SCPCR, have also written to our Honorable Chief Minister about creating a standard operating procedure. And this was done after we had a stakeholders meeting a couple of months ago, where we called members from different departments, officers from different departments like the law, social welfare, education, health, police. We all came together and some suggestions were made in that stakeholders meet. Thereafter, we created a sort of a note which was sent to our Honorable Chief Minister, and we gave certain certain elements that could be incorporated into these SOPs, which is basically the purpose is that we ensure that our children go safely to these places and institutions, and it could be done in a more transparent manner and in a more coordinated manner. And this SOP would really be operating, or it would be targeting only children below the age of 18. So in this category, as we can see, most of the children are between the age of 8 to 13. So it would apply to these children as well. We also said that when these SOPs would be created, we should have a pre-information before departure that would be given to the DCPOs, so that when a child is being sent, these children, their basic information, their basic biodata, which institute they are being sent to, and the legal, whether the organization or whether the school or institute they're being sent to, is it a legally operational institute, that should also be verified by the state government. We also talked about, we also talked about creating ensuring that the institute that they're being sent to is verified, like I said. Then the purpose and the duration of the travel and the stay of the student. So are they going for a period of 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? That should also be specified. So these were certain things that we had requested the government to look into. A compulsory health checkup should be done, for the medical checkup should be done for these children before they go. Because sometimes there are some students who have a very, dangerous medical condition, and they could be sent to a different state and they may not get the medical care that they require. So to ensure that all these children are in a healthy state before they are being sent. The SOP to incorporate that whenever the child is being finally sent, a monitoring should be done by the state government, and a coordination should be done with the state of the counterpart state where the child is being sent. So the DCPO of our state will be in coordination with the DCPO of that state to ensure that we know where our children are, what kind of institute they are in, and what kind of conditions they are living in. Currently, there is no such mechanism, and therefore incidences like this have happened. We also requested our Honorable CM and the government that organizations that are sending children like this to various other states should also be operating legally. I'm very sorry to say the current organization, which is called the Les Saint-Cher, it's mentioned here in the write-up as well. They are also responsible for sending the previous children out of our state. And you must be remembering the incident where 2 children were poisoned and they succumbed to it. So, when we know that organizations are sending children, those organizations should be legally operating. They should be registered. They should be, registered under the Act. And therefore, in this case, the Les Saint-Cher Cultural Society, actually, when we looked into it, is not a registered organization. They are not a legally established organization. Therefore, they cannot be sending children to other states. They cannot, because they are not a legal body. Today, when we called them a couple of months ago, we called them to our office, and they did not take any responsibility for sending these children. So I would, I would really urge upon our society to be more vigilant, to ensure that when organizations are sending children to other places, we verify whether these organizations are actually legally operating or not. Lastly, I think I would just like to say that it's important for, parents to be more vigilant, because we had visited a few families of the children who were sent to Karnataka, and from my observation, it felt like most of the parents were unaware about where their children were. When we asked them whether they know the name of the institute where the children are, they did not even know the name of the school or the institute or the village where the child has been sent. So it is a humble request from our commission side that when children are being sent, as parents, we become more vigilant. We know where we are sending our children. We have to know whether our children are actually safe or not. So these are just a few points I would like to mention. And I don't want to take more time than this, because Madam Lingua has really summed up everything beautifully, and everything that needs to be said has been